Hello and welcome back to my channel. Jacob Payton here, and I'm going to be talking about Conan, the Siege of the Black Citadel, and this is Chuck Dixon's Conan #1. So I've seen a lot of controversy, and I feel like I need to get this out of the way about this book. A lot of people are upset because obviously Chuck Dixon's gotten in some political disputes. I haven't followed them. I don't know what was said. I don't know what wasn't said. All I do know is that he used to write for Conan. He's a guy that's been in the comic industry for a very long time, which is why I picked up this book, because I have read some of the stuff that he wrote for Conan, and I did enjoy it. There was also some, obviously, dispute over the fact that this book was written due to the fact that Conan in some countries, certain parts of Conan are in the public domain, which I don't think is an issue. A lot of people disagree. We're at a point where a lot of things are in the public domain. I'm sure a lot of John Carter stories are in the public domain. I'm sure I'm an Edgar Rice Burroughs fan. I'm sure a lot of his stuff is in the public domain, right? Usually in the US, a lot of stuff exits the public domain in like 70 years. Like Winnie the Pooh, for instance. I am not a public domain lawyer. I'm not going to pretend to be one. But it is definitely a reason that I think we're getting a lot of Conan content right now. And it's not a reason that I'm upset about, because essentially a lot of the content we're getting is from people that have worked in with the Conan franchise before, or it's people who have, serious sword and sorcery publishing credits, like, S.M. Sterling and Blood of the Serpent, which was put out beginning of this year, and that's being followed up by a book that I can't remember the name of, that also takes place in between the Conan adventures. And they're probably all taking place in between Conan adventures that are in the public domain. So yeah, that is a thing. I am sure that we will get some probably, hit or miss stuff in that too. But, I live in the world. I am sure that we'll get people that just put out some schlock and throw it on Amazon, and it'll get like a couple, 1-star reviews, and we'll never hear about it again. That being said, I liked this book. I feel like a lot of people, I'm choosing my words carefully here. I feel like a lot of people hated it due to the fact that some of it had to do with the public domain stuff, some of it had to do with the author. Like I said, the author has written for Conan before, which is what prompted me to get it, and this is also going to be a series. This is a very pulp take on Conan. I will say that right now. If you're looking for one of the big, thick, I can pull one off the shelf. If you're looking for a Robert Jordan Conan or something like that take, that's going to be, 300 pages, you're not going to get that. I'm going to assume that all the books are going to kind of be novella length. And this is a self-contained adventure, which I also enjoyed. Every plot and subplot that gets discussed in this book ends in this book. Everything gets tied up in a nice, neat bow, and I enjoy that. I like sword and sorcery. I like fast, pulpy action. Throw in some cosmic horror, I'm there. It's one of the things I love about the genre. I like that I don't have to think that much when I read it a lot. And I don't mean that derogatively. I like the fact that I can jump into one of these stories and I can read about Conan just swinging a sword, fighting bad guys, saving people, or not saving people in some cases, but just doing his thing. And that's, kind of what this book was. Like I said, I enjoyed that immensely. Now let's dive into it. And it's The Black Citadel Must Fall. The mad Emperor Strabonius sits upon the imperial throne of Koth, a danger to his subjects and Koth's neighbors alike. When his cousin, Prince Zathomedes, raises an army in rebellion, he finds great support within and without the empire. Veteran legionaries, gold, and mercenaries flow into the prince's camp, including one barbarian sword for hire from the frigid north. The towering Black Citadel stands between the rebel prince and the throne he seeks, and when its siege threatens to continue well into winter, the prince orders a small team of sellswords to find a way into the ancient fortress called Talis Krith. But the Black Citadel is guarded by things more terrible than walls and swords. So yeah, there's a wizard inside the Black Citadel. I'm not going to give away what he does, but let's just say it's some bad stuff. Conan is basically tired of a war of attrition, which is this long siege towards the Citadel in which the walls are known to be impenetrable. And when him and a small force kind of try and find a way in, they discover that there might also be a large sum of gold hidden within. And Conan is a mercenary. He owes no loyalty to his mercenary captain or to this general, right? He has no stake in this war. And that's really some of my favorite Conan stories, is just him taking what he wants and doing whatever he wants when it comes to fighting and gold and loot. And that's what we get here. This is all him trying to find a way to undercut the mercenaries, reward his friends, and get away from a war in which he thinks is going to go badly for the mercenaries once it's over, right? The general's going to lose favor in them, and then, some bad stuff's gonna happen. And Conan, in this period of his life, is just looking out for himself, and I enjoy that. So yeah, I enjoy this a lot. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of gold. There's some really good war and action scenes, obviously, in this. I mean, this is everything I wanted in a Conan story. I really don't know what else to say about it. I don't want to give too much away because there are some pivotal moments that I think if I talk about will kind of ruin the story, because once again, it's not very long. I mean, it's a novella. It ends at literally, I think it's 119 pages. So yeah, I mean, this is just a good, fun story. If you like sword and sorcery and you like Conan and you're looking for a 2-3 hour read, I would jump in on this. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely want to see what more gets put out, on this under this Conan label. I am still, as a Conan fan, I'm still fully enjoying all the content that we're getting that comes out. Free Comic Book Day, Jim Zub and them's new Conan series just came out that takes place during the Numidian War. So there's a lot of Conan content coming out, and I enjoy all of it. I will probably read all of it, even the stuff that, might end up being bad. And what I mean by that, I'm sure I saw that there is a Conan novel on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know who put it out. I don't know if it's good. The cover was iffy, but I'm going to read it because I want to know. And if it is good, I'll talk about it on this channel. I don't like to do negative reviews, so if it's bad, I probably won't talk about it. I love Conan in any way, shape, or form. Now, that being said, if someone starts putting stuff out that goes against the character of Conan, in which, he becomes a pious monk or, goes the opposite, becomes an evil warlord, then I will gladly say negative things about it on this channel. But, this book isn't that, and it really much, it really does just stay true to the Conan I think we all know and love. Obviously, this is more of if you're familiar with the Conan the Barbarian comics, the older ones, essentially, well, maybe not older, I'm thinking 80s, 90s, early 2000s, that era of Conan. This is what it feels like to me. It's not him thinking about being a king or any of that stuff. It's not even really him thinking about having to take on some cosmic darkness for the greater good or any of the Sumerian stuff. It's just him looking for his next adventure to get rich and get to the next town. And that, like I said, that's my favorite Conan. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. If you're a Conan fan, I would say go ahead and check it out. if you haven't read Conan and you want to dive into it, and maybe you think the original Conan, Robert E. Howard stuff, maybe that's just too much for you to dive into right now, which I would say you're missing out. Always start with the originals. But if you just want a quick foray into Conan that's very easily accessible, this is a good one. Also, be on the lookout for the Conan comics that are dropping. Like I said, I think they gave the free one out at Free Comic Book Day, but I think the first issue officially drops in July. I will probably talk about it on this channel. I think I'm going to start talking about some comic books more because I'm starting to get back into comics because there's a lot of stuff. That being said, when it comes to comic books, I like sword and sorcery a lot, and I like vampires a lot. So it's going to be a lot of that, and I apologize to anyone that doesn't like it because that's where I'm going to be focused. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I know it's controversial for a lot of reasons. It seems a lot of sword and sorcery Facebook groups were divided on this book. I liked it. I don't think anything content-wise was political in any way, shape, or form. It was just cut and dry sword and sorcery. There wasn't, I didn't read anything. Obviously, all works are political in some way, but I didn't read anything where I could guess the writer's politics based on that, which I think some people, it seemed in some of these Facebook groups, were worried about, and as well as, like I said, defaming the Conan character, which I don't think happened here. I think this was a good Conan story. So yeah, I recommend this book. If you like Conan, if you've never read Conan, check it out. It's good, it's quick. I'm gonna read the next in the series when it comes out. You know, love it, hate it, you know, let me know in the comments below. If you know of any other Conan books that are coming out, also let me know, because like I said, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm just not going to be as quick on the take on when it comes to Conan now, because so much of it is in the public domain. Like, I saw this in a Facebook group and then bought it because I didn't even know I didn't even know about this. I mean, the publisher's small print publisher in the United Kingdom. So yeah. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.